Hey everybody, Michael Knapp here with what MK has to say. Okay, I'm gonna do a short, sweet little video. I say that all the time, and yeah, I'm the guilty one. So my goal is to keep it 15 minutes or less. How's that? Okay. If you see on the bar it's over 15 minutes, and I didn't keep my promise. But today is Saturday. I do this all the time. I think it's May 6th. Yeah, it's got to be May 6th. One of the reasons I have a hard time with that is I have Fridays off now. I've been taking Fridays off for several months. So it's kind of like Friday, Saturday, and Saturday is Saturday. It's like having two Saturdays. That's why I always say, oh, every day's Saturday. But what I thought I would do this podcast on is is something a little bit different, And when I first started out on these podcasts, it was a lot of it was to try to communicate with extended family and stuff like that, and really be able to share, my views, my opinions, my experiences, my travels and stories of my life. And it's also now become kind of like a record of life, if you could say that, kind of almost like a video diary in a sense of the times and what's going on with me. But just in the last few weeks, I've had some people that have come up to me and said, man, have you lost a lot of weight or something? And yeah, so that's what this podcast is going to really be on. I have a lot of patients. I have thousands of patients, and there's some that I don't see for about once every 6 months. If you're experienced wearer, and you're not waxy in any way, so and you're doing everything right, then yeah, I only see it about twice a year, every 6 months. A lot of patients, depending on wax production, I'll see a lot more often. So I've had some patients just recently coming in, and they're like, holy cow, what have you done? I mean, you working out? No. I'm just being honest. I'm not working out. It's really kind of, I would say it's like an Atkins style diet. A few years ago, my very best friend on planet Earth, his name is Terry, and we've been best friends since I was 15, 16, somewhere around there. And he lived with us a few years ago, going on almost 4 years ago now. He's from Holland, Michigan. I'm from Grand Haven, Michigan. We met him in golf, in the golf industry, and he's still my favorite person to play golf with. But Terry's always kind of struggled with his weight. I can remember when we were both young. I mean, we were the skinniest guys you'd ever meet. And Terry's one of these guys, I mean, he's gotten up to almost 300 pounds. Well, at the end of July last year, I was 225. And for me, I'm a shade under 6 foot, just 5'11", just a little bit under 6 foot tall. And, I have real fast twitch muscle, kind of lean muscle. I'm not big boned. Okay. I mean, I graduated high school at 165, and I was about 170 in college. So I'm 175 right now. I've lost 50 pounds since about the end of July of last year, of 2016. So Lynn and I were on vacation up at the Outer Banks in Buxton, North Carolina. We stay at a little hotel up there, and it's right on the ocean. Man, it's really cool. And we just booked that. We're going back again this July. But last year, man, oh my God. And so what I'm going to do is, here's the picture of me before. Okay. So this was us. That's actually taken at, it's called Kill Devil's Hill. It's part of the Wright Brothers Museum. That's at Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. So where the Wright brothers flew the first plane. But that monument behind us is a monument to Orville and Wilbur Wright, the Wright brothers. And that hill, that dune, is where they experimented with flying the gliders back, I think it was in 1902. I think 1903 was when they actually performed the flight. So, anyways, that prompted me. I was just like, I'm like, oh my God, look at me. Now I had gotten up to about 230 in my past when I was younger, and before I was able to just kind of really lose 20, 30 pounds, no big deal. But, ever since I've been in my mid 30s, I've definitely been over about 185, 190. So I would go up to maybe like 210 and then back down to 180, 85, back up to 210. Being from Michigan, I'd get real heavy in the winter and then lose it in the summer. Working on golf courses and stuff like that, and being laid off in the winter, and ice fishing and hunting and snowmobiling, and it gets dark at 5 o'clock, and so. But down here, there's no excuse in Florida. So anyways, that's what really prompted me, is seeing myself. So I wanted to show that picture so you guys could see what I'm talking about, and then you can look. In fact, I've had to buy all these new clothes, and I've gotten new belts and new pants and even new shirts because I was a double X. This is a large t-shirt. I just bought it the other day. These jeans are 34s. I know you can't see my face, and they're loose. So I'm in a 32s with some of my pants and shorts I just bought. I'm on my last rung of this brand new belt, which was a 38 belt. I usually was a 42 to 44 belt. I mean, crazy, so it works. And, I'm not a medical doctor, and my doctor does know what I've been doing. His name is Gary, and I see Gary about every 3 months. And he's all for what I'm doing. It's good. I'm not diabetic or anything like that, but he even puts people on this kind of a diet for diabetes. And he didn't put me on the diet. I mean, this was, like I said, it's kind of an Atkins style diet that Terry had done a few different times, my buddy Terry. And so a few years ago we did it, and I had lost 40 pounds then, and I was really pleased with the results. And the problem is, is when I go on a vacation, I pig out. I start eating all these carbs, and I don't follow through with the lifestyle when I get home. And I have this. I'm a recovering addict, alcoholic. I have this immense addictive, obsessive compulsive personality. I get into, like right now with shooting. I mean, I could stay at the shooting range all day and just shoot. And I get into these kind of kicks of different things. And it's just who I am. I mean, it's just how I'm wired. So, and food is definitely an addiction. And one of the biggest, and I've shared about this before, and people are like, what are you talking about? You're addicted to milk. I am absolutely addicted to milk. Our family, with my mom and my brother and sister and I growing up, and they all would tell you, my mom just passed away last year, but I mean, we drank, and I'm sure they still do, drink a lot of milk. It's just my sister and brother have these metabolisms. They're just super skinny. I mean, my brother's just this skinny as a rail guy. Maybe he's not a milk drinker. I don't know. He's 6 years younger, and we don't keep in touch very much. But my sister, she's pretty skinny, and I know her family and her kids, they're all pretty good milk drinkers. But I mean, I would drink about a gallon of milk a day. I know that sounds crazy, and how can you do that? But if you have an English muffin, a bagel in the morning with 2 large glasses of milk, and then I'd come home for lunch, and I'd make a big old bologna sandwich, olive loaf sandwich, roast beef sandwich, and another 2 glasses of milk, and then get home and make this big old plate of spaghetti with another 2 glasses of milk, and then later in the night have an English muffin with cream cheese and Smucker's strawberry preserves, and another 2 glasses of milk. That's a gallon of milk. I mean, that's a gallon of milk. And that's how you can gain weight real fast. And that was how I used to eat. It's pretty disgusting. So now, one of the things that I have noticed is I actually eat more, because I would eat a lot of times one big, huge meal. And like I said, maybe an English muffin and a sandwich. A lot of times I didn't even eat lunch. I would just get home and just gorge on pizza and spaghetti and carbs. I mean, I'm addicted to carbs. But this thing with milk, I'll tell you, as an alcoholic, when I would drink my first like Jack and Coke, and I was a binge drinker. I didn't drink every day. I wasn't one of those kind of guys. But when I did, you could feel that rush go over your whole body. I got that way with milk. My first glass of milk of a day, it would just give me this rush. If I had a glass right now and downed it, it would give me that same kind of rush. That's what it's like. So if anybody's out there, that's why I'm doing this, because a lot of people have just like been wowed. It really works. So they have these Atkins shakes. And I really, I've only had just the milk chocolate shake, and it's kind of tastes like chocolate milk. So, but I'll drink a half of one of those in the morning when I get up, and I'll have another half of one of those like after, say, 6 o'clock. When you get hungry at night. But I don't really eat anything after 6 o'clock at night. I don't have to. I mean, I'm not even really hungry like that anymore. And at lunch, I'll come home and make something like, maybe some baby Swiss Lorraine cheese and wrap some like London broil, boar's head roast beef or turkey or chicken or, something in there, and no bread, and they even have these little tortillas, these flour tortillas with only 6 carbs. So you can make little like wrap sandwiches out of those, and I love making like quesadillas out of those. But you can, a lot of fat. You can eat all the cheese you really want, all the bacon you really want. I mean, as a guy, what can you ask for? That's the best. And steaks and chicken, and I'm not a big fish guy unless I catch the fish. So I don't trust other people's fish. That's just how I am. But it works, man. And if you're struggling with your weight, it might be something to try. I'm really happy about it. I'm not going to say I'm proud of myself. I don't believe in that at all. That's the first sin of everything. But I'm just really grateful and really happy, and feel very blessed and fortunate. And, I really appreciate the compliments and everything. But the truth is, I feel better. I sleep better. It's not just how you look, it's how you feel. I have a lot more energy, and it's nice, like being able to go to the beach and not be self-conscious as well. So if you're struggling, look into Atkins style diet and check with your doctor. All right. So that's all I got. Trying to keep it under 15 minutes. I love you guys. God bless, and I'll talk to you soon.